Hola, bienvenidos chicos, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hola, mi llamo Maria. In today's video, I will be giving you guys advice and telling you my tips on what you should and shouldn't do when you're working for Deliveroo. I just want to say a big thank you to all of you guys who have subscribed to my YouTube channel because of my Deliveroo videos. I'm really excited to say that we're edging close to 200 subscribers, which I couldn't really imagine. I cannot take all the credit for all the tips I'm about to tell you, but I have done some research and I've asked quite a few other Deliveroo riders what tips they would give to other people if they're just starting out. I do have quite a few tips, so I'm going to try and get through them as quickly as possible. Tip number 1, when you receive a delivery through the Deliveroo app, a way to get double deliveries or stacked deliveries would be to wait. By this, I mean you press accept, but you do not press the arrived button until like 5 minutes. By waiting those 5 minutes, it makes you eligible to receive or to accept an extra delivery that is on the way to your first delivery. Doing double deliveries or stacked deliveries is one of the main ways to earn extra money when working for Deliveroo. And especially when it's not a very busy time, those double deliveries are lifesavers. Now, my second tip, another way to earn a little bit more money is when you're delivering the delivery to the customer, instead of just leaving it on the doorstep, something that I have been recommended to do is take the delivery out of your bag and then place the delivery on top of your bag. I know it might sound a bit strange, but that extra little bit of presentation not only makes the customer feel like you're taking care of their food, and especially for customers who have mobility issues and can't really bend down to the ground so far, it makes it easier for them to pick up their delivery. But by just going that extra mile, the customer would technically be more likely to give you a tip because it shows that you care. If you find yourself in a bit of a pickle and if you are lost or you can't find the house, do not be afraid to call the customer. I have had several times where I followed the directions, but the directions to the customer's house were incorrect. The customer will normally be more than willing or probably a bit more eager to receive their food. So if you have any issues, don't forget to call the customer. Tip number 4, when you're just picking up the delivery, I don't like to press collected until I am literally on my bike ready to go. Now, this can be viewed 2 ways. One, restaurants might tell you to press collected the minute that you have collected the delivery in the restaurant. This is highly possible because of the cooking time. It may have taken a little while for them to cook, they may be delayed, so the restaurants do not want to have a bad image on their cooking time. But on the other hand, some delivery riders do kind of faff about, and just bear in mind that when you're delivering or when you're in that process of collecting orders, that you are technically on the clock. So, and you don't want to represent a bad image for yourself or the restaurant, you know? Tip number 5, when on your deliveries, do pace yourself. I mean, I remember the first time I did my delivery, I was so kind of excited and I was going as fast as possible. I tired myself out within about half an hour to an hour of doing my deliveries, which isn't something that you want to do. You want to get there within a reasonable amount of time, but you don't want to burn yourself out. So just taking a more steady pace, you'll be able to do more deliveries and work for longer. Tip number 6, when it's not very busy, accepting longer distance orders is actually more worthwhile. Depending on the distance, it is a fraction of a percentage more. However, if it's moderately busy and if you're receiving 2 orders an hour, let's say, it's much better to do an order that'll take you half an hour to do rather than 2 orders that'll take you 5 minutes. I have noticed if you continuously reject long orders, the algorithm might only give you shorter distance orders. I don't know if this is a fact or if it's just something that just I've experienced. For example, on the other end of the spectrum, if I reject short orders, then Deliveroo's algorithm will only give me long orders. Tip number 8, when walking in restaurants, going through doors, or the Deliveroo box is quite bulky. You do have to be more spatially aware when kind of maneuvering through shops, restaurants. If the door is too slim, I'll just leave my bag next to my bike Then I'll go in with my mask, collect the delivery, and just walk with the delivery out in my hand. Just be spatially aware, because I've hit like lamp posts, people. Concerning like bike locks and stuff, I have a D-lock for my bike, and the D-lock actually has a little holder which is clipped onto the frame of my bike. Keys. I've always worried about keeping loose keys in my pockets or in my bag. I have a tendency to lose stuff. So something that I've done is I've just got like a hairband. I don't know if you can see that. And I've like attached a hairband to my key. And basically, so what I do is I just put it on my wrist. And obviously with today's theme of COVID, one way that I know that I'm prepared is I always carry my key and my mask on the same wrist. So I never forget them. If you don't have long hair, then I'm pretty sure you can steal some from your sisters, from your girlfriends, from your friends. I'm pretty sure like one of them will be able to lend you a hairband. Now, another thing about losing things, my next tip is gonna be try not to put things in your pockets. Throughout winter, well, I remember my second shift of Deliveroo, I put my keys, which were on a lanyard, in my pockets, and I got to the restaurant and I realised that my lanyard had fallen out of my pocket. I then had to retrace my steps and go basically almost back to the customer's house to find my keys, and I wasted like an hour. But I've lost many things. I've lost earphones, I've lost keys, I've lost, what else have I lost? Gloves, all kinds of things. Steer clear from putting things in your pockets. Put them in your bag if you have to. My next tip would be to teach yourself just basic bike maintenance. It would be to fix a puncture, oil my chain, check my lights, make sure my lights work. All these things will lead up for you being safer on your deliveries and on the road. Always lock your bike up outside. The amount of bikes that have been stolen, luckily not mine, but the amount of bikes that have been stolen from Deliveroo riders is crazy. You may only be popping into the restaurant for a few moments, but those few moments, like someone could easily just grab your bike. Do remember to lock up your bikes before you go into the restaurant. Or unless you have like friends outside and then they can watch your bike for you, that's fine. Okay, concerning e-bikes. Now, electric bikes is now become a very popular form of transport. It's very popular for Deliveroo riders. Funnily enough, I know a few Deliveroo riders who are on normal bikes who opt to sign up on the electric bike account. To be honest, it seems like they get more orders than those on a normal push bike because of how concentrated the bicycle employees are. If you're struggling to get orders, then perhaps switching to an electric bike account might be helpful for you. Something I always do is I always put extra layers in my bag. I know that once you start cycling, you start generating a bit more body heat, you get warm, but when you're waiting around and outside the restaurants, especially now, it's so cold. Keeping extra layers in your bag is definitely some advice that I would give you. However, if you put clothes in your bag, they are gonna stink and they are gonna smell of takeaway. If you don't mind the smell of pizza, then each to their own. But I, for one, when I pick up like fishy Thai food, I don't want my jumpers to smell of fish. I mean, that's just gross. My next tip, if you are working and if you are in the uniform, you are eligible to get free drinks while you work, whether it be water from the restaurants, and sometimes if they're lovely, they can give you like a can of fizzy drink. I've been able to get free food, free drinks. The free food, the restaurants offer these dishes if they've made them by mistake. But my final tip would be to carry a puncture repair kit while you're working. Following on from my other tip, which I've said to just keep up on bike maintenance, if you carry a puncture repair kit with you, then you won't have to worry about going to the bike shop and not being able to do your deliveries, because you can just fix your puncture yourself. But I guess that's pretty much all the tips that I have. I mean, there's quite a lot in there, and I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it's been helpful. Again, I also want to say thank you to all of you who have subscribed to my channel because of my Deliveroo videos. However, I do want to say that Deliveroo has been a part of my work life, but it won't be the whole of my YouTube channel. I will probably be uploading one more video about Deliveroo, but after then I will be doing other things. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and until my next video, ciao queridos.